iConnect News. I'm Busola.
And I'm Chineze.
Salvation Center has a vision of unity, whereby, empowered by the Holy Spirit, each and every one of us can pull together to do great and mighty works here in San Antonio.
Valentine's Day is on February 14th. As believers, whether or not we choose to celebrate, it is important to remember that God has commanded us to show love to others on a daily basis, not just on Sundays or on special occasions.
That's right. In John chapter 15, verses 9 through 17, while Jesus Christ was with his disciples, he told us that he loves us as much as his Father loved him. And he wants us to love each other as much as he loved us.
The least we can do is to put forth the love of Christ in us by putting smiles on the faces of the brothers and sisters seated next to us today. You can even go as far as giving a hug rather than just a handshake.
Let them know that you care, and that no matter what they're going through, let them know that God's got it.
With its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today.
On August 28, 1963, American civil rights activist Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. took his steps on the Lincoln Memorial Monument in Washington. In front of over 250,000 civil rights supporters, he delivered the speech called "I Have a Dream." This speech proved to be a defining moment in the history of the United States. Now, I'm sure we all may have heard about this speech at some point, but do we know, was it scripted or was it spontaneous? What roles did great gospel artists like Mahalia Jackson play while Dr. King delivered this speech? Here is Clarence B. Jones, the draft writer of the "I Have a Dream" speech, to give more clarity as to how the speech came about.
There's the written, prepared text of the speech, and there's that part of the speech which he speaks extemporaneously, was not contemplated by the original text. My role is that I had drafted, for Dr. King's use and consideration, a summary of ideas that we had talked about on at least 2 or 3 occasions prior to August 28th. So that I frequently hear people say that Dr. Jones crafted the "I Have a Dream" speech. That is not true. What I did simply was to draft the text, the wording of the first 7 paragraphs. I did not realize that they were going to be the first 7 paragraphs until I heard them. And then to that 7 initial opening paragraphs, he added his own paragraphs. And there came a point when, while he was reading from the text of the speech, a shout from his favorite gospel singer, Mahalia Jackson, who was on the podium, and she shouted to him, "Tell him about the dream, Martin. Tell him about the dream." I noticed when she shouts to him that he looks over at her in real time momentarily, but then he takes the text of the written speech that has been prepared and he slides it to the left side of the lectern, grabs the lectern, looks out on more than 250,000 people there assembled. And I turned to the person standing next to me, whoever that is, I can't remember. I said, "These people out there, they don't know it, but they're about ready to go to church." From there, after, the balance of the speech in real time was extemporaneously spoken and spontaneously spoken, so that that portion of the speech, which is most celebrated in this country and around the world, the "I Have a Dream" speech, that is not the speech that he planned to give.
Thank you, Victoria, for that very influential lesson in history. February 21st through the 23rd is themed Divine Visitation, and it'll be hosted by our very own Pastor Adekoye Sani, with guest pastor Ojelabi. So make plans now to attend. Speaking of making plans, Resurrection Sunday is fast approaching. So for all families in Salvation Center, please prepare your presentations for that Sunday. It can be a song, a dance, a poem, anything that represents your family. Remember, though, to keep it godly.
Remember, send all of your announcements to Brother Victor at the email listed below, or speak to any iConnect crew member. Once again, thanks for watching.
Please like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. My name is Chineze.
And I'm Busola.
See you next week.